Hi, Todd Warren here in the Forecast Center with a look ahead here on ArklateXHomepage.com as well as the ArklateXHomepage.com app. And let's once again begin by giving you an update on the outlook from the Weather Service regarding the Red River. And really, conditions, at least as far as the forecast, haven't changed that much. And I've added the numbers to kind of compare this crest to 1990. You can see at Pecan Point north of DeKalb, the river expected to crest Thursday night at 34.3 feet. As of this recording, it's very close to 34 feet. So getting pretty close to crest, and that compares to 34.4 I believe it was, to be precise, for the crest back in 1990. At Index, north of Texarkana, there on Highway 59, looking at a crest still at 30 feet. Back in 1990, the river there crested at 32.3 feet, and that would be major flood levels there at Index. At Fulton, the river expected to crest at 31.6 feet. That would occur at 6 on June 1st. The crest back in 1990 was 34.3 feet. And that 31.6, you can see by the graph there, would put it at moderate flood levels at its crest early next week. In Shreveport, the crest expected to occur late next week, still looking at 33 feet. Flood stage is at 30 feet. Again, in 1990, we hit 34.5 feet in Shreveport, and that 33, as you can see, right at the cusp of major flood levels as far as Shreveport is concerned. In Coshada, looking at a crest at 35.5 feet. That would be on June 6th. And back in 1990, the crest was at 37.5 feet, and that 35.5 would put it at moderate as far as the crest forecast there in terms of the level that it will reach. And at Grand Ecore north of Natchitoches, looking at a crest at 38.5 feet, just below major flood levels. That would be on June 7th. Back in 1990, the river at Grand Ecore hit 40.7 feet, so looking at almost 2 foot lower there, as the river expected to crest at, again, moderate flood levels here at Grand Ecore along the Red River at the end of next week. So that's the latest on the forecast on the red. Here's a look at the weather pattern across the country, and you can still see the southwesterly flow, which is taking shape here across and been very persistent here for the past several weeks. And that basically means we have the entire depth of the atmosphere juiced up with lots of moisture. These little disturbances, you can see some of which down here flow in this flow over the Arklatex, and as a result, we eventually squeeze out the periodic showers and thunderstorms across the area. The latest disturbance will actually arrive as we go through the weekend. You can see by Saturday night the brunt of that disturbance, which is going to be weaker than what we experienced Monday. That disturbance will be making its way through the nation's midsection. Then notice a little bit of ridging to our east or west, a little bit of ridging to our east, and as we progress through the middle part of next week, we'll see that disturbance. You can see it, this particular model showing it kind of cutting off and staying just to our east, but if that does not happen and it continues to move on off towards the east, we would be looking at a drier weather picture. We will keep a slight chance for the shower and thunderstorm through Wednesday of next week, but we're going to be on the so-called dry side of this disturbance if it does indeed park itself along the Mississippi River. That's something we'll be watching very, very closely. Meantime, next 2 days, as we go through tonight, looking at partly to mostly cloudy sky across the Arklatex. Again, a few scattered showers worth watching off to our west. We could see some of the pop-up stuff around this evening that will diminish, but overnight tonight, again, looking partly to mostly cloudy with basically a dry weather picture. Tomorrow, again, a mix of sunshine and clouds. A few scattered thunderstorms will be possible, mainly during the heat of the afternoon and early evening hours. Winds tonight fairly light out of the east to southeast at 5 miles per hour. That wind will shift around to the southeast tomorrow at around 10 miles per hour across much of the area. And you can see as we go through Thursday night, looking at a partly cloudy sky across the region. Friday, again, another shot for those showers and thunderstorms across the region, but still looking kind of scattered. Friday night, that activity will diminish. And as we head into Saturday morning, you can see the rain off to our north here. That is gradually going to shift southward, and we will see more widespread showers and thunderstorms here for Saturday and Sunday. And as far as the heaviest of the rain, that is when most of what we anticipate here in the week ahead will occur, unfortunately, during the weekend. Here's a look at the same model that I showed you yesterday as far as rainfall potential from now through Wednesday. You can see in the purples here that indicates 1 to 3 inches. The reds, 3, probably 3, maybe 4 inches. So generally looking at 1 to 4 inches across most of the Arklatex here during the next week. Now the good news is, as you look at this map, Let me see if I can move it here just a touch. Notice upstream across southern Oklahoma and much of north central Texas, not quite as wet, even though this part of north Texas here close to the Red River obviously is in the basin. But nonetheless, not going to see as much water coming from upstream here, more than likely once we get past this weekend. So that obviously is some good news there on the longer range weather picture. Meantime, speaking of the longer range weather picture, your 7-day forecast showing you daytime highs staying in the low to middle 80s, nighttime lows upper 60s, lower 70s. Decent shot for the scattered thunderstorms here from now through the weekend. We will see those rainfall chances diminish for the first half of next week, and quite possible that disturbance either weakens or moves further to the east. We could see the rainfall eliminated from the forecast perhaps by the middle of next week. So we'll be watching that disturbance as it slowly progresses its way through the Arklatex. And again, the Red River crest forecast really hasn't changed that much from yesterday. Still looking at levels which will be at most locations a foot or two below what we experienced back in 1990.